Concepcion, and for today's video, what we are going to study is Papuri sa Diyos from Misa, Inmaculada by Sir Alejandro, Consolacion II. So this one is like one of the most requested piece aside from the Gloria of Maramba, and this is one of the most commonly used as well as the Gloria, aside from the Gloria Maramba, because in celebrations like Thanksgiving, like sacerdotal anniversaries, this is what is always being used. This one or the Lualhati, or even the Gloria by Maramba. So those three are the most commonly used, aside from the usual Papuri from Tinapay ng Buhay and the Papuri by Father Hontiveros. This Papuri is mostly used for bigger celebrations, high masses. Okay, so in this one, if you will watch in YouTube, there's actually a lot of different ways in how every pianist or organist played this piece. Everyone had a different approach and different actually arrangement, because the others did not actually follow the sheet. The others improvised. Back then, I also improvised on some parts of this one. But for now, what we are going to do is to read the organ part itself, or the keyboard part itself. So this one is actually the Papuri sa Diyos, which is the simplified one. So as you can see here, we do not have the bass pedals. We only have the one for the keyboard. So I'm only having this one for the keyboard, since I'm sure that most of you who are watching this only has a keyboard in their homes. And of course, the one with the organ, with the bass pedal arrangement, is more complicated than this one, and it would be much harder to teach. But this one is actually easier to teach, since it's simplified. So I'm going to try to explain to you how to read the notes and how to get the feel of the piece. Okay. So first things first is this one is in E flat major, in E flat key signature, and the time signature is in 3/8. Okay. So before anything else, we try to understand the feel of the song. Okay. So it would be new to you. Like, I have heard several versions that does not really reflect the sound of the original one and the piece itself, because there are also sometimes it's actually hard to improvise, and the others would improvise that is way a little bit too far from the sheet. So here, since we're here, I'm going to teach you like how to read the keyboard part itself and make you understand the feel. So basically, the feel of this one is something like tan 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 tan. It's actually like that one. If you watch the live recording of the Papuri sa Diyos in the Union Church of Manila, you'll see Sir Joel conducting like pam 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 pam, like that one, because that's basically the feel of this piece. That's why even the cantor would sound like Papuri sa Diyos sa kaitaasan. The beat is also that one. Okay, why? Because as you can see in the second measure here, it's in marcato. That's why this one is this one must not be sung like in 3/4, where it's Papuri sa Diyos sa kaitaasan. No, it's not like that one. It's actually Papuri sa Diyos sa kaitaasan at sa lupa'y kapayap. Okay, it's actually that way. Okay, so that's another thing that the cantors must note, or the choir must note, because this one is not 3/4 and it's in marcato. Marcato, that's something that we have to emphasize. Okay, that's why, as you can see, the organ, if you know how to look at the keyboard or the organ part of this one, so the notes are somehow detached from each other. You don't see much legatos or slurs. You don't see much of it. There's only few, because Sir Asia wants to have that feel, that marcato feel, That's why there are rests in between. So even in the very first part of this one, the so there are already rests there. See, it's already rest. Okay. So there are already rests there. So you may be wondering, the one in the recording sounds like, because the one that's doing that thing is the organ pedal. That's why it sounds like. Okay. So what's happening is the organ pedal is doing this one, but actually the left hand is doing this. See, it's much more complicated because in this piece it's only okay. So the only problem here is just you just have to get used to this, because in studying pieces it's not always getting the correct notes. It's strategizing how will you deal with these notes, like, because if you will not practice it, then you can lead to something like things like that one. So we try to practice that one first. Okay, yeah, another thing from. See, I just made a mistake, so it looks like I need a practice of that one too. Okay, so that's another method of practicing it. Okay, now, since the left hand is still easy, then the right hand might be tricky for those who are not used to playing with chords. So when you're not used to playing with chords, you have to practice what fingering are you going to use, since there's no fingering here. So you have to be reminded that the fingering is not like the God or something. It's not really strict. So it would actually depend on your hand. What finger are you going to use on this one? So I sometimes use or it can be. So that's another thing. So you, as I said before, you have to strategize. You have to strategize on how are you going to do the fingering. Okay. I have encounters where the student can't really get the feel. So getting the feel and the understanding of the note is pretty crucial, because not everyone can do that. Because the other would be like that one or anything else. So you can practice that one by or just simply 2 notes first, like that one, or let's say 3 notes, like that one. So that one, let's say you have mastered that one, then you can now proceed with the full 4 notes, like that one. Okay, so it doesn't have to be like cover the whole system. No, it can be just that one, step by step practice. See? Okay, then going back again, some small steps. See? Because it's ta ta da ta 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 da ta ta. Okay, you have to understand the feel of that. Ta ta da ta 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 da ta ta. Okay, because that's the intro. Ta ta da da ta ta da da ta ta da da ta ta. So you have to get that one. So we are already in the second measure. Then so from this other thing. So the fingers must get used to the changes there, because the first one is Are you going to do it the same as mine, or you have smaller hands or smaller fingers, and you're going to do it with a different strategy? It's up to you. I'm just teaching you on how to strategize to practice on this one. Okay, maybe that one, or see, da 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 da. The next one. I'm going to use the same fingering. It's up to you. So it would be better to practice that way first. So the fingers would get used to playing those chords. Then the next one is, are you going to still use this almost the same fingering, or are you going to change again? It's up to you. Da 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 da. So I'm actually doing a lot of different fingering for you to see what can you use with this one, because we all have the same. I mean we all have different fingers and hands, so it is up to you. I'm just teaching you the note of this one. So in the method of practicing this one, it actually starts with if you listen to the recording, it starts with a boom boom with that one of the timpani boom boom. That's why it's. You have to watch bum bum. So you have to look at your left hand. Okay, so how are you going to? It will be on the beat, same as the one in the notes. I mean on the measure. Or you think you need more time. You need more time. So okay, so it sounded like there's a bit of rest, but if you can do it, I think that's okay. Now, you can practice it slowly. So slowly. Bum, bum. Okay, so that's the very first part, the most famous part. Actually, by just playing this part, you already know it's a work of Sir AJ and from the Misa Inmaculada. So, okay, now let's dive to the main part, the fun part. Okay, so you might be wondering, we have actually the one for the cantor and the congregation at the top. So we would not be reading that one. We would be reading the one for the keyboard score, which is the. Okay, so it's played like that one. So if you would notice in the notes, there's like dots there, so that means it's in staccato. So I'm struggling to play staccato here in my grand org because there's pops and I don't know why. So if you know the answer why it creates pops when I do staccatos, please help me. So I'm going to try to do the staccato as much as possible. So if you're new here, if you don't know staccato is the it's better to be like this. Staccato is, let's say, the C major scale. The normal playing of the C major scale would be, but with staccato it's okay, and you also heard the pop there. But the staccato, so the notes are detached. So there's dots there because it's meant to be played in staccato. So it's. Is that I have heard a lot who plays this one like and even the wrong chord, like will lose the marcato there. This one is in marcato. You would lose that one. Okay, you would lose it, and the piece would not sound how it should sound like anymore. So we try to understand what's here. So it's pardon the pop. This one actually has a staccato too, so it can be also staccato. But for that one, we have the stirs there. Okay, so practice again. So how would you stop your hand from doing those things if you're not used to playing like this? To you can count like 1, 2, 3, I think, or you can say and. Okay. Why am I saying end? That's the rest. Okay. As I told you in the very first few parts of this one, it's pa 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 pa. That's why it's making the. That's why it's pa pa pa. Okay. So that's for the right hand of this part. Now, in the left hand, the first one is same thing, same problem as the first system. So there's a huge leap again. So in this part, it's actually pum pum. But my grand org only has 61 keys, since usually organs have only 61 keys. That's why it doesn't have this one. But if you played with a piano, let's say you played this with a piano, it must be the pum pum, that one. But here, I think I have to like use this one for a while. So from pum pum, yeah. Okay, so what's the left hand doing? Why did it suddenly go up there? Because you have the treble clef here. We have the treble clef from the F clef. It changed to the treble clef there. That's why from. So you have to practice that one too. That leaps. Practicing it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to practice it. No, it can be just doing this one first. Making your wrist, the hands, and of course your elbows, the shoulders, because they are all connected, to get used to those leaps. Okay. So and then the octaves. Okay, so it's supposed to be that one again, but we don't. Yeah, as I said before, we don't have it, so. Sorry. I even make mistakes too, so you have to. If we're not used to playing the octaves, better practice it. Okay, so if played together, it would sound like. You get the concept somehow. So I already told you how to practice the okay, that one, and the same as the oh sorry, the pop again. Okay, so yeah, this is how you somehow do the first part of this one. Okay, I know you are actually waiting for the next part, but let's make a deal. Let's make this one 100 likes. Send it to your friends. Send it to your musician friends, so you can be enlightened on how to easily or properly play this one. Since I already made a breakdown of this one, so if this one gets to 100 likes, then I'm going to make a tutorial of the next one. The what's that one? That part. Okay, 100 likes. Then we will make a tutorial of the next one. Actually, that part is more easier, and my most favorite part there is actually that one. Yeah, and on how to. It's in staccato, so that's a challenge because usually it would be played like, but it's in staccato. But you can notice what's happening in my hand there, and you can tell what's the secret there for you to play it in staccato. Okay, so 100 likes, then I'm going to make a new tutorial of this one, which is the part 2, which is that part, the verses. Okay, so 100 likes, then we'll make another one. So I hope you learned a lot on how to practice this one. I really love this piece. Sir AJ is really a great composer. So I'll see you again in the next video, part 2, 100 likes for this one. Thanks. See ya.